So it looks like Manchester United are going to be in the mix for another midfielder this summer. And it appears, although it might depend on sales, it appears a name has emerged. It emerged earlier today when I was doing my live and I hadn't heard anything about it. In the meantime, I've tried to do a little bit of digging about it. The good news is, it's a player that I like. But there's two, I don't know if it's bad news or they're caveats. One caveat is, started looking into his data, and it's way worse than I expected it to be. After watching him, you go, yeah, is everything, yeah. Actually, not that great. The other caveat is, there's one source, and I don't know if it's a good source, and it is the Nazione in Italy. And they're saying that Manchester United have agreed personal terms with Sofyan Amrabat and are now in talks with Fiorentina to agree a fee, which I hate, by the way, that whole phraseology of that, because as we know, that is against regulations for transfers. You can't agree a fee with the terms with a player and then go and talk to the club. We know that that happens in practice, but I hate the way that it's so open that people just do that and report that and, yeah, we sorted that, now we're going to go do this. You mean the actual factually incorrect way of doing it? Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. So anyway, why would United want to sign Amrabat? Well, he is someone that controls the tempo. He is press resistant. He's got good defensive contributions. He's got decent long-range passing with high level of accuracy. He could rotate with Casemiro if you wanted to play in a single pivot. He's a very good age at 26. He has worked with Ten Hag before. So, John, we're talking about building the little transfer bingo thing, and he's like, is he Dutch? Has he worked with Ten Hag before? Boom. Amrabat sort of ticks these. And he's probably going to be affordable. 30 million euros. So centre defensive midfielder is probably low down on the priority scale. When we did the very short-lived Casado video the other day, we looked at possibilities that you might actually see Casemiro rotated a little bit higher with someone playing deeper and it being maybe a bit more fluid in terms of whose responsibility being the deep-lying anchorman would be. With Amrabat, that would probably be a similar sort of situation. You would see Casemiro, if played together, Anfield away, Etihad away, Arsenal away, you would probably see both of them deployed and United look to try and contain the opposition a little bit and maybe play off the back foot. You might also see him played in a single pivot or alongside someone a little bit more creative when United were looking to maybe play against the team that you're expecting to beat or Casemiro suspended again. So there's a bit like what you see with Mount, there's options to play him with Bruno instead of Bruno. There's an alternative to Bruno. You get the same things with Amrabat as well. And I like his aura and I like his attitude. And I don't think it's really possible that United could go into the season with no cover for Casemiro because of our reliance on him in the past and our fall off when he doesn't play. Now, really interestingly, when we started looking into data, and this was the caveat that I threw out before, when you start looking into the data for Amrabat and you think of this all-action defensive midfield monster, I ran to fbref to go and check out what he looks at. And it's pretty ordinary. I don't know why, but he's only in the 33rd percentile for tackles, 44th for interceptions, 30th for blocks, 34th for clearances, and 24th for aerials won. Are our eyes deceiving us? Is he a match of the day player? Is he drawing in the eye a little bit more than we expect? Now, I like him. Like I said, there's more to his game than just those numbers. But you've got to look at the numbers. You can't ignore the numbers. And honestly, for me, he was one of the stars of the World Cup. I thought it was absolutely sensational. And this is a transfer that I like lots of ways. Worked with Ten Hag before, always a big plus. Very available. Good experience to him. Yeah, sign him. Great price. Sign him. But those numbers are a bit of a strange one, aren't they? Now, Romano has said signing a second midfielder this summer is a concrete possibility, which is a definitely maybe. What the fuck does that mean? It's crucial to sell players. I think we knew that. I think United are definitely trying to do this on the cheap this summer. That being said, You've definitely bolstered midfield if you had Amrabat and Mount. So, going back to the top of the show, 1 positive, 2 negatives. For me, it doesn't feel like Amrabat to Manchester United has got any legs based on the Nazione report. That doesn't mean it's false. They could have a story first. It hasn't been stood up by anybody else yet. And for me, that's the important thing. If other people start to catch wind of this, and I'm not just talking about people parroting, there are reports that say Amrabat's in the mix for this. No, I'm talking about people who stand up, like good journalists that we know, the broadsheet ones. And they say, yeah, we're also hearing that there's something in this. Then we can start to maybe look into how he would fit into United and do a detailed scout report. But based on this smells like... It smells like bollocks. It smells like it's a nonsense story to me at the moment. One source for it, a source I've never heard of before. Yeah, I don't think so. But that's not to say it's not been right before, because sometimes, you know, you can be right, and this might be legit. It just doesn't feel like it. Let me know in the comments. Amrabat, do you like the idea of it? Do you think he would fit in? How do you think he would fit in? And 30 million, for me, is a no-brainer. If this is legit, I'm in. But I don't know if it's legit. That's the problem. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.